Want to skyrocket your digital marketing agency's success? The secret isn't just in picking a lucrative vertical market. There's a hidden ingredient that most agencies miss, and it's costing them big time. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 3 crucial factors for choosing the right vertical, plus 1 make or break element that'll determine your long-term success. Stay tuned because this could be the game changer your agency needs. I'm Corey Quinn, the best-selling author of Anyone, Not Everyone, a proven system to escape founder-led sales. As the former chief marketing officer of Scorpion, I helped grow revenue from 20 million to 150 million in just 6 years using vertical specialization. With over 17 years in the agency space, I've seen what works and what doesn't. Today, we're diving deep in the world of vertical specialization. I'll share 3 crucial elements for choosing the right vertical market and reveal the most important factor that many agencies overlook. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap for positioning your agency for explosive growth. The first crucial element that you need are insights. Most agencies have a wealth of data just waiting for them right inside their agencies. And there are 2 ways to tap into those. The first is to go into your current and past clients and group your clients based on the vertical market, right? So if you're serving a variety of different businesses, maybe it's plumbers and electricians and dentists and attorneys, maybe it's manufacturing companies or retail companies, e-commerce, whatever that is for you, you want to group all of your similar clients into groups by 3 criteria. Number 1 is revenue. You want to understand what are the revenue trends in your book of business, whether it be current clients or past clients, by vertical. Number 2 is retention. If you have great retention, there's probably a high probability that you're solving great problems for them. And number 3 is profit. Which vertical markets are driving the most profit for your agency? Okay, so you're going to collect all that data, and as a result of that, there's going to be some really great insights. The next thing you want to do is you want to interview your staff. This is where you get into the qualitative aspects of working with these different vertical markets. Do your sales team like working with these various verticals? Does your client success team, which verticals do they like working with the best? So there's 2 different groups that you want to interview. The first one are your sales team. Now, if you are sales-led organization by the founder, then you probably have a good sense of who you prefer selling to versus maybe some vertical markets that you don't really prefer selling to. By the way, whether it's founder-led or that you have a sales team, the sales typically go better. You have more confidence, more momentum when you're selling to vertical markets that you know are going to have a great outcome, right? If you happen to have a lot of great experience with attorneys and you know they're going to get a great outcome with you, chances are you and your sales team are going to like selling to them more than clients that maybe it's less certain. That's number 1. Number 2 is client services. Client services have a lot of data about what it's like to work with the different verticals in your business. Turns out that most client success people like working with happy clients. And happy clients are those clients that are getting the results that they bought in the sales process. So definitely interview your client services team as well as your sales team to uncover these insights and get some more dimensions around which vertical markets do they prefer working with and do they like a lot relative to the alternatives. Doing that alone will uncover a tremendous amount of insight and intelligence that lives in your business today. The second crucial element to help you to identify a great vertical market for your agency is vision. Here we're talking about you as the founder. What kind of business are you looking to build? What kind of revenue do you want to build? What kind of freedom do you want to have? So there's a number of criteria that you want to look into. The first one is, from a personal perspective, does this vertical market align with your interests? Does this align with the kind of, like I said, the kind of business that you want to build? Is this going to generate the kind of freedom that you want to create in your business? From a professional perspective, are you building a business that's going to meet your vision for the type of business that you're running? Is it going to be a highly efficient software-led business, or is it going to be a services-focused, personable type of business? Like what is the alignment there with regard to the various verticals and to your professional vision for your business? Next one is values. Does the values of that vertical market align with your values? It's super important to make sure that you're, number one, clear about your values, and to make sure that the values of the vertical market align with the type of business and the type of values that you want to live and bring forth through your business. And then the last one, from a vision perspective, is product. If you are thinking about building software to support your services, will this vertical market align with the development of software? Does that make sense for that vertical? For example, if you're really interested in building lead gen related software, but you're mostly focused on e-commerce businesses, you're going to have a disconnect there. Okay. The third critical element for choosing the right vertical market for your agency is potential. And what this means is we want to make sure the ladder is leaning against the right building, right? There's an old saying, when you're climbing the ladder of success, you want to make sure that it is leaning against the right building, and you don't get to the top and you realize, I climbed the wrong ladder, right? And so what we're doing here is we are looking at something that's called the total addressable market. And that is going into the internet, doing research, using IBIS World and other resources to uncover what is the total addressable market, which effectively means how many businesses are there in this vertical market that suffer from the pain that I solve. You know, they have a lead gen problem and they can afford my services, right? And the reason why we want to understand this is we're going to make an assumption about our success. And the number that I use when doing this analysis is 3%. If I was to go into a market, let's say plumbers, and through focus and concentration over a period of time, I'm going to build my client list in the plumbing industry, get a lot of plumbing clients, and over time, hopefully in the near term, 1 to 3 years, you're going to close about 3% of that market. And as a result of closing that 3%, what does that mean from a revenue perspective for my business? Let me give you an example. In the United States, there are 157,000 plumbing businesses, okay? And let's say as a result of focusing in on a vertical market, the plumbing industry, you were able to close 1% of the total addressable market. In this case, it is 157,000. That means you would have 1,570 plumbing clients. Okay? And let's assume that you charge $10,000 per year on average per client. Okay? That means that you would have a $15.7 million business. Every year, $15.7 million. That's just closing 1% of the market. And you have a business that is highly repeatable because you're solving the same problem for the same audience over and over and over again, which means that there's good margin, there's good process, and so on and so forth. Okay? So when you're doing this analysis, I use 1% here. You can use 3%. Does this number for your vertical market, does that excite you as the founder? Okay, again, here are the 3 critical elements for choosing the right vertical market for your agency. The first one is insights. The next one is vision, and then potential. Great. So now let's say you've gone through this. there is one more critical element that is missing. And this is a big one because a lot of people miss it. You see, in the world we live in today, where there is an endless amount of competition when it comes to agencies, there is a lot of distrust in the market, right? And that serves to be a barrier to connecting with your future buyer. That resistance is based on the fact that a lot of people have been burned. They don't have a level of sophistication when it comes to buying agency services. They may not be able to distinguish between a good agency and a bad agency. And as a result, of course, the perpetuation of being taken advantage of really is pretty serious. And so one element that will remove this barrier between you and your buyer is something that I call empathy. This empathy connects the two of you. So what do I mean by empathy? It very simply means that you need to actually give a damn about not only your buyer, but their industry. When you actually care about who they are and their industry and almost psychologically become a part of their industry, you build immediate trust and you're able to, more importantly, provide outstanding results over the long term. I'll give you an example of a business that has done this really well. There is an agency called Phaser Marketing. It's founded by Luke Egebrotten. And Luke is servicing the construction industry. And you may know this, but there is a 5-to-2 problem or challenge in the construction industry. It's true for any blue collar trades, which is that for every 5 people who are aging out of the construction industry or leaving the industry because they're retiring or whatnot, only 2 people are coming in, right? Despite the fact that construction continues to be an important part of our economy, it continues to grow, there's just this massive gap of talent. Not enough people are coming into the job market. And so what Luke Egebrotten does, again, he's the founder of Phaser Marketing, is that he has become a part of the construction industry. He understands this 5-to-2 problem, this talent gap. And because he's now a part of this industry, guess what he does? He doesn't just talk about how important it is to find the right people or help his clients, find new employees through marketing campaigns. He does something that's much more compelling, which is he has started a scholarship where every year he raises money to give to a single student who graduates high school and goes into the trades, right? So it's a person who is graduating high school and instead of going to college, they're going into the trades. He raises money, gives money as a scholarship to these students that are going to the trades. Why? Because he's trying to promote the blue collar industry and he's doing a fantastic job. Well, the interesting thing here is that this is becoming a competitive advantage for him because most people that he's competing with are just give lip service to the fact that they really care about the industry. But Luke is actually doing something. He's actually behaving in a way, and not just behaving, but doing this miraculous scholarship, putting a lot of time and energy. He also speaks on stages and writes books. He is a part of the solution that his industry, the construction industry, is suffering from. So the takeaway I want you to have here is that when done well, when you have deep empathy for your buyer and you actually care about them and care about their industry, that becomes your competitive advantage. Okay, now you know the 3 crucial elements for choosing the right vertical market and the make or break element that determines long-term success for agencies. Now you're ready to take your agency to the next level. Take care.